All right. Welcome back to season 2 of the Crystal Lady podcast. We're back. We got a new set. We got a new, not cast member, we got our first guest ever. We've got new background. There's going to be some fun shit happening here. But there's been a little global pandemic, if you haven't noticed. But we are back. We're ready to go. We're going to kick off season 2 with some White Claw and some friends. Hey, guys.
What's up?
Not much. Yeah, let's crack.
What up?
Nick kind of beat
Way
us to the
ahead of
punch.
you, bro. You didn't say not to, so
Nick can never wait.
no, you know I can't, and you should know this. That's your fault, really.
Well, watermelon, in your defense,
We're sorry,
watermelon.
Nick.
That's okay.
I hate this.
Oh, no.
This is Dylan's first White Claw. What flavor do you have?
This is also
Watermelon.
Oh, watermelon.
It's also my first.
There is
Watermelon,
negative
White
sugar
Claw.
in this.
If you don't like watermelon, your all hope is lost. This is the best one.
It's not sweet. There's no
It's
sugar.
not. It's not. I
Yeah,
said it wasn't this
it's
sweet.
awful. I hate this.
Put it down.
Why is
love
it
it.
salty?
I don't really
It's not
drink
salty.
things
Is
anyway.
it spicy?
Why am I drinking something salty?
Why is it salty?
Anyway, guys, so this is episode 1, season 2 of the Crystal Lady podcast. We didn't originally intend for this to be a season by season thing, but I don't know if you've heard of it. COVID kind of got in the way of our recording schedule. The coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. Yeah.
So this is kind of the first time we're back and able to do all of this. We had like floods, famine, sickness, like we had a car accident. So much shit has happened. Like we were planning to get back to you guys.
We
sooner.
had a car accident.
Yeah.
I had a car accident.
We?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost died a few months ago, but I'm here. Praise Jesus. We're back. Basement flooded, but we did not lose a single piece of gear, so that's cool.
That's really cool.
It resulted in us getting a new set, though. So welcome to the set, guys. How have you been? Anything new with you since we last time we did a podcast? We were promoting the birthday show. Birthday show hadn't even happened yet, and we played that last final big show, February 29th.
Really? Is that when the last time we recorded a podcast?
Yeah, and then the world blew
Yikes.
up. Yeah.
Up.
Well, so can we talk about? So I did some crazy ass shit that was like even crazy for me. I canceled an entire trip, plane flight, lost money.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought the universe was speaking to me.
It is.
Yeah,
If you
I like
listen.
I like to.
So I am terrified of flying on planes. I hate it. Like every second of it, I have to get drunk on the plane to keep from crying. Because at least if I'm drunk, I won't feel it if we go down.
Just to keep from crying.
You'll
Still feel it. He'll sober up real quick.
That's just the.
So with COVID, my best friend who lives in LA, her wedding got canceled, and so I canceled my trip. But then she was real down about it, so I was like, "Well, shit, we'll still do like a girls' weekend in LA. I'll come out. We'll like drive down to San Diego or something, get an Airbnb on the beach where I'll be safe, no germs, no people, whatever, and we'll just kick it." Well, since I've booked this flight, I have seen nothing but plane crash footage, like everywhere I look. Over the last like week, which made me like snap the other day and be like, fuck it, I'm canceling this trip. 4 days in a row, I open my phone one morning and I get on TikTok and it's some kid who's like in an airplane, like a little Cessna, and his dad is the pilot. He's the co-pilot. His dad like passed out, like had altitude sickness, passed out, and this kid had to crash land the plane in a field.
Wow.
I was like, wow, that's some crazy shit.
He lived.
A week prior to that, someone crashed a plane in the football field of the school that's in our backyard. Someone crashed their like private plane. They lived, but they crashed.
Were they the
And I
ones-
was like, that's like literally like physically too close to home. And then 3 days in a row last week, this is where like the 3 comes into play. I wake up, I go downstairs to cook breakfast, I turn on the news, and they're rerunning footage from the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash in LA, which is real close to my friend's house. And I'm like, oh man, that's sad. That's like, I really don't like hearing about like air collision shit right now, going out to all this. I was like, changing the channel. Next morning I come down and scrolling across the bottom of the news is Boeing. They're recalling jets again for something. Their shit's crashing. I'm like, sick Boeing, get your shit together. I bought stock in your company.
You're darn
And I'm
right.
going to be flying on one of your planes out there.
Now you can buy more.
Correct.
Yeah, for real.
Buy the dip.
And then day 3, I come down. I was like, okay, that's all like kind of coincidental, but you know, it's the news. These things are going to get reported. Day 3, I come down. I turn on what I figure will be the news in the morning while I'm cooking breakfast. It is the plane crash scene from that Tom Hanks movie with Wilson, the fucking
Oh, Castaway.
Castaway. Just the plane crash
Oh.
scene. And
That's a terrifying plane crash scene too.
Yeah. So I'm like, I can't do this. I was like, someone's telling me, Kayla, don't go out there. So I go to bed that night, like very philosophical. I'm like,
And Netflix
God.
is like, you should watch Lost.
I go to bed that night and I'm praying. I'm God. If I am not supposed to go out to LA on November 4th, I said these words. I said, I need to know in writing, give me a definite sign. I wake up the next morning. I get the
man.
mail from the mailbox. Guess who got summoned for jury duty the day and time of their flight?
That's
You.
wild.
Me. So
Nice.
I canceled that shit and I called my friend almost in tears. Please don't hate me, but I can't come out to your make you feel better your wedding got canceled trip because the universe told me to. And she
Just drive there.
It's a 26-hour
Yeah,
drive. I've
yeah, just
done it
drive there,
before,
yeah.
but
It's
with
long.
people, I don't want to do it by myself.
Hell no.
Yeah.
No.
But so yeah, the universe told me don't go to LA and I listened.
I am terrified of getting like jacked at a freaking like rest area.
Oh, yeah.
on, like the interstate.
Yeah.
I always fear that people because I know that happens.
Oh, rest areas are always like kind of seedy. No matter where you are, you could be in the nicest, like bougiest neighborhood. The gas station is sketchy at night. Like maybe it's different for girls, but like
It's definitely different for you.
Oh yeah.
But like at nighttime, you're usually just seeing people on long trips, people who are at a gas station in the middle of the night for who knows what reason.
Yeah.
Or like truckers, and you're typically like the only girl there.
Like
And
at
it's
like
just-
2 a.m. Like if I'm out here, I don't care. If I'm like coming back from like a gig, like and we're closer down like downtown or something, then I care.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Gas stations, the best gas stations are just the ones that are just meant mainly for truckers, like the big ones, because they have the nice showers. They got a nice place to eat. You can get yourself some supplies if you need some stuff, food. They got cheap hookers in the back. If
Oh.
you
Right.
want.
They got a
If
lot
you're
of-
into
Knows all about that.
They call them lot lizards. I've heard about things on the internet,
Lot lizards.
but
And from experiences.
you shut your mouth.
You guys can hear Corey's Lady of the Night story on one of our other podcasts.
Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
literally titled Lady of the Night.
See.
You may have heard this story.
Yeah, I
we
saw
were
her
in
at a truck
Indiana
stop.
playing with Siege.
Right. You told me.
It was a
that
good time.
one. That's a great story.
But we got Isaac on the podcast. If you don't know who Isaac is, you should. He was
should.
part of the band at one point, way back when, not a couple years ago.
Just a couple of years ago.
10
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah,
used to be-
10 years ago.
He used to be our little drummer boy.
Little.
So
How dare you? That's a grown
his,
man.
that's his Instagram handle. It's
Drummer Boy 16, and the boy is spelled B-O-Y, so you
Yes.
know it's lit. You know it's cool.
but
Right,
Isaac
Dylan?
Zuck,
That was the worst thing I've ever heard you say.
sweet baby
You said-
Zuck. So you know it's lit.
Deadpan.
Beep boop bop beep beep boop.
What's
No,
new
man,
with,
you mean beep boop bop 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 boop beep.
Yeah. How dare you get his language wrong? That's fucked up, Corey.
011
so what's up with
011.
you, man? You live in Colorado now. You're going into the army.
Well, I was living in Colorado. I was living in Colorado for the past year because I was a band teacher at a high school in Aurora, Colorado, which is like a little bit southeast of the real city
So you know
of
it's
Denver.
lit.
So you know it's lit. So you know it's what's up. And yeah,
Aurora-
I was there for a year, and I really wanted to stay out there, but the universe said no, and the universe said, I have other plans for you.
Nice. How did the universe tell you? How did you know Army was calling your name?
There's always been a seed in the back of my mind, so I'm going to back up a little bit. So my career things of choice and anything career related, I'm a musician. I'm a music teacher. Trying to get a job either as a music teacher, a musician, or some combination of the two. I've always been a little bit of a fan of Army musicians, and specifically like military branch bands in specific. I just think those guys are really talented. Corey, you good? You
No,
good
I had a
over-
burp.
Oh,
Okay.
he's trying to keep it classy for the podcast.
Thank you.
only classiness on this couch, which I have heard is a
A casting?
it's a very particular type of couch. I did not
You
know.
know exactly what type of couch it is. Don't play.
Been informed.
There's a reason we got this.
There's
at
a
such
different
discount.
podcast.
Don't make us
that,
come and open your tabs, man.
And no black lights down here ever.
Oh.
We don't
Well,
want to know.
At
No,
one point,
black
this
lights
basement
was
was all black
clean.
lights. This is where me and my friends used to like drink when we were in high school.
But you don't want to put them on this couch.
I think this couch is safe unless you guys are doing shit down here with Skim that I don't know about.
That's true.
That's true. Nick,
You're the one who said that.
They're like, we'll never
Dylan,
know.
He is
the
your
one,
boy.
You're the one who had his foot in your mouth. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
You did go in on his feet in that luchador mask.
I don't know what you're talking
dog.
about. You'll have to go to Instagram to see that. I have no recollection
Check
of that.
out Dylan going to town on our mannequin friend.
On his
Oh, we got
Instagram.
videos of Skim, who is our mannequin buddy. You probably have seen him in the background of our old podcast set. There's just not really room for him here. So
No.
Thank God. He's really creepy.
He's creepy.
He's just really dirty right
Hey,
now. So.
Yeah.
that's my
He's-
son you're talking
yeah,
about.
fuck your son.
Hey,
But we have a video of him.
that's my boy.
Fuck
pole
your boy.
dancing
Is he
down.
spelled with an OY because you know he's lit?
You gotta stop. That doesn't need to become a thing.
He knows where you live. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
No, he doesn't.
does?
He's an inanimate object. He knows nothing.
He heard that.
You're gonna
Good.
You're gonna let him talk to your kid that way?
He is.
He's a grown man.
I'm off to
Grown ass man, yeah.
My son's a grown man.
Right.
We had a flood down here, and shit got moved around.
And shit got in here.
Yeah, shit.
But
Quite literally. Yeah.
quite
feces.
literally, the sewer backed up, and now we are suing some people because it was the,
Oh,
it was
you-
the state's
You
fault.
didn't let us
yeah.
know? Dang,
Oh.
you gonna
And
go-
they're actually building something underground right now outside our house
Oh,
to
y'all-
make sure it never happens.
y'all on y'all Karen
but
stuff?
cash settlement though? Is it
No,
renovation?
they replaced everything. They fixed
Lame.
everything. They're making sure it never happens again. But no, we had a flood down here. It was like we had in like 2 weeks. It was like I got into a car accident. My dad tested positive for COVID, and then our basement fucking flooded with literal human shit. And we had to have a like hazmat crew come down here clean it out. None of our equipment got touched. It literally there was like a line that divided the side of the basement we don't use versus the side where we do like podcasts and practice. But one of Skim's legs was over the line because we left him on the floor. I don't know what the hell we were doing with Skim, but he was on the floor. And after the hazmat team was done down here and cleaned everything out, I found Skim bent over a chair, pants around his ankles.
We don't know who did it.
We don't know who did it.
The imposter is among us.
Now this hazmat team. What was their number?
Nah,
Code 2319, man.
they're kind of sus though. I'm not gonna lie.
2319. We got a 2319.
2319, more like 2369 for the
420.
creepy bastards.
What did you say, Dylan?
But no,
Don't worry about it.
you can
Okay.
I want to talk about our TikTok because you can catch Skim on our TikTok. We got some lit ass videos on our TikTok, and honestly, I think our demographic is just a little too old to get it. But I thought
Maybe.
our videos hit. But
I really like them.
Is that also spelled with a BOY? You said they're lit. I gotta know.
oh, TikTok,
God.
yeah.
I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Anytime someone says lit, I'm asking. Just saying that.
But
Put up a counter.
all of our I thought our videos were hysterical. We dropped a new single. You deserve it. You can check it out. I'll link it somewhere. I'll point to it. I don't know. I got new software. You'll see it.
In the top right corner of the screen right now.
Maybe is that up there, over there? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But you deserve it. But we posted a bunch of videos when it came out. Everyone dancing to it. Dylan was humping his bass. I was beating Skim up. Nick was half dressed doing karate moves.
And
Corey's
Corey-
got banned from TikTok for nudity, but he was dressed. He was just holding a big symbol in front of his junk to make it look like he
if-
wasn't dressed.
They
Because he
couldn't
couldn't
tell.
hold a little one. It didn't have enough surface area. He needed the big symbol.
Yeah.
And,
But I did have the big symbol, though.
and all of those videos,
making a
like
joke,
people
Corey. I'm
kind of
trying to
watched them.
know.
People
Let
kind of
the ladies
laughed at
know.
I
them.
know, I'm sorry.
We had one video on TikTok like blow up last night. I put it up and then like literally 45 minutes later, it already had like 1,200 views on it. I was like, no one watches our TikTok.
Okay. You can't say that we put up a video. It was a video of your cat, dude.
Yeah, but
Hello?
it's on our TikTok. I was just like,
Oh, why?
the people might enjoy the cat.
They do.
Who doesn't?
People on TikTok love
mean,
cats. I was like, let me
apparently they
throw
do.
this little
They
fucker
love.
up there.
They love animals.
People love the cat.
They
It's like
love
the cat is our
animals.
most like video on TikTok.
No, yeah. What I'm saying is that any video of like any animal, period, on TikTok is like it's just cash. It's
And not
like
only
easy
is he a
views.
cat, but he's like biting the shit out of me. I'm trying to do a cute TikTok with him where it's like small boy, tiny boy, does not know ABCs.
Soft kitty.
And then he
warm
just
kitty.
goes like demonic on me. Or like starts biting the shit out of my hands, scratching me, and I'm like trying to get away from him. And yeah, people seem to enjoy that.
Yeah, I love that like cat video TikTok. Apparently, they also have a band. I don't know, but I love that cat. You know what I'm
You,
saying?
no, you don't get TikTok, Dylan.
No, I don't.
People with, bands, whoever who has it, they just post shit. and it's just from the band. It doesn't all have to be like related to one topic. I follow a few bands on there who it's just like they'll post themselves like, this
Dude, the
is what I
Chili
did
Peppers
today.
dog, though?
I got
Man.
coffee. No, they'll like post like their coffee or some dumb shit. So at least the cat's cooler than coffee.
I'll give you that.
So Nick, you tell me something. Give me something. What's up with you?
I've been working a lot. Been lifting.
Lifting.
Been lifting things and then setting them down.
He's talking.
You asked
And then
You
lifting
lift,
them
bro?
again and then setting them down again.
Oh,
Nice.
Then I've been doing that again and again.
good word.
You
And
asked
again.
a question about a piece of decor.
Oh yeah, you have a sign that says just Chinese food, just sitting on your wall, and you said it's had something to do with you thieving. What are you doing, you
So-
burglarizing ass
Thievery?
little hoodlum?
I don't know if you would
Yeah,
call
get
it
her ass.
thievery because I don't think you could get in trouble for it because we used to play this game in high school back when like
Steal
if
the
it was like
Chinese
too
food sign.
if it was too cold to like go sit in a park and do dumb shit, like if it was wintertime, we'd go to like the mall or the grocery store or somewhere else and kind of do dumb shit. At this particular point in time, me and a couple friends, we went to the local grocery store. We had had a few drinks and we're walking around. We're looking for snacks and stuff. Our friend, he goes, let's play the steal stuff game. And I'm like, oh.
Who is this guy?
Excuse me?
I go, sounds fun. I'm in. How do I play? He goes, sounds like what it is. You steal stuff, but it cannot be anything that you would buy from the store. Whatever you steal cannot be for sale. So
like a trash can. Or something?
yeah, so we walked down one aisle where it was like Asian cuisine, and I saw a sign that said Chinese food, and I took that out of the store and like ran out with it. I'm waiting for my buddy to see what he thieves because you also can't get caught, and you have to like you can't be.
That's how stealing works, yes.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't be seen. Like if a mom is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's not like so much like, "Oh my God, you're kicked out of my store," but it's like you can't be asked questions, nothing. So you got to get in, get out fast. And I think
Yeah,
it was like
that's how stealing works.
I think there was like a time limit on it. But so I make it out before he does. I'm standing with my Chinese food sign. I'm wondering like, I wonder what the hell he stole. And I'm thinking about all the things I could take from the grocery store that aren't for sale. I'm like toilet paper, a grocery cart. I was like. That also crossed my mind, but it wasn't inside the store.
Comes out with a child.
He comes
you can
out
buy those.
with a giant, so like the Chinese food sign that I have, it's like flimsy plastic. I took it out of a holder, wasn't a big deal. He comes out with like a wooden heavy duty sign that he took off of hooks at the grocery store. Not like big, but it was like football sized, and it just says laxatives. It was hanging in the pharmacy.
Oh God.
That's still stealing, Gayla. You can still get in trouble with that, bro.
I just like how she
Statute of
described her, the
limitations.
act of her theft almost like a video game.
Well,
like,
no, it was
She just, like,
timed,
snitched on
and it
herself.
was
And
whoever
her friend.
beat the other person out won, or if someone got caught, they lost. So like you could win or lose. It was a game, but it was
No,
just
it
dumb
was
shit.
you and your friend stealing things. And then you made a game out of it.
there's a time limit.
But
No
we
shit.
didn't. We didn't steal anything
Did you
we'd
guys
ever
get bonus
use.
points?
It's not like you could go in and steal like candy or anything you wanted.
It doesn't matter what you're stealing. You're still stealing, Gayla.
Yeah.
Just because you can't use it doesn't mean you can't steal
What?
it.
No one here's ever like stolen anything.
Not really.
I'm not gonna say I didn't, but
But I'm not
only
gonna
s-
say I did.
I've only stolen
Look.
like random stuff, but like
Yeah, that's fucking random.
look,
It's
I
a
went
Chinese
through a
food sign.
phase too. Except we didn't say let's play a game. We just said, hey, let's grab that shit over there.
Hey, steal it. Yay.
Well, that's different. You
No.
took something that you guys are gonna use later.
No, I
look-
have stolen something for real. But go
So
ahead.
so there's only so the main thing is that there was a few times we used to go into the little gas station and get those little beef jerky tins that look like dip, but it's beef jerky. We just grab them and put them in our
Yeah,
pockets.
so that's like actual thieving for use.
Well, yeah, I was like,
Is the sign?
but you're using the sign.
yeah, you're using the sign. It's put up in your house. You're using it
My
as
buddy threw his laxative sign away.
a decoration.
Well, that's
I
just,
also took a piece of a sign. There
Bad
was
on
a
his part.
motel. There's a motel in our neighborhood, and we used to take letters off of the sign that had, like, say rooms for rent or whatever.
Yeah.
And we'd take the letters off, and we'd give them to people who
Ah.
who's like, hey, Lisa, here's an L. Hey, Roy, here's an R. And I had an N, and I still have it at my house.
that's funny.
Shout out Lisa and Roy.
Dylan, I do remember what I stole. I actually did something like hardcore thike thievery, like as a kid, like in elementary school. like it is not like hardcore. It's like
No,
what
that's
a kid
hardcore,
would do.
ball.
I stole a
Boy.
friend's car one
Ye-
time.
Corey's in
Same.
that B&E, boy. Hell yeah.
I did steal my friend Maxwell's car in college, just to go back to like my dormitory because I didn't feel like walking all the way from.
Did you
River
return
campus.
it?
Yeah,
No, you didn't steal it.
yeah, I borrowed it. He was
Yeah,
really
without
pissed.
asking. But
But
still borrowed
no, I stole freaking. So you know how like all the parents like would give money for like the class parties at the end of like elementary school.
Corey.
it. Vaguely.
My mom was like, for some reason, I guess she was like collecting money this year. This one year, I
Corey.
think this was second grade. I remember it vividly because I remember getting McDonald's with them. Said screw the class.
Yes.
And so what happened was, I made the worst lie possible. And what happened was, so the lady, I forgot whose mom gave me the envelope, but she was like, "Here, give this to your mom. This is like for the class party at the end of the year. At the end of like that's like happening 2 days from now." I'm like, "Oh, okay, bet, cool." And then for some reason, the idea just popped into my head, like, "Hey, why don't we get some McChicken sandwiches with this?"
Yo,
And so I like opened up the envelope, took out like $10 from it, and I was like,
That's 10 McChickens back in the day when they were 99 cents.
right,
yeah.
I was like, I'm popping off, and I'm like, so
I'm pretty
bad.
sure I stole a piece of candy from like the museum when I was like 4. It was like a chocolate, and I took it, and then I like went outside. I was still within vision of the thing, and I just ate it, and I didn't tell anybody, and no one ever caught me. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I stole.
There was, do you guys remember that boba tea place that was in like every mall ever in
Yeah.
Missouri? I forget the name of it. It was like Orange. No, it wasn't Orange Julius, but it was like one of those places.
Probably just called boba tea. There are a couple
It
of
had a
those.
name.
I don't remember that.
But it was like they had one at Chesterfield Mall, and
Rip.
They
For real.
yeah,
Rip.
for real,
Yeah.
that's dead.
Yeah, rip.
They had a sign that was like one sample per customer, and I was like, no way they enforce this. So like, I went by on my way to a store. I took a sample. I went by on my way back. Went by on my way back. I take another sample. This woman screams at me
you
and
had
like
Karen.
chases me. The lady who was working there, and I'm like running like down in my strawberry smoothie shop. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is like 10 cents worth of smoothie. Like, I'll give you a dime.
And it's probably like 5 cents worth of smoothie.
honestly,
And
No.
it might actually just be 1 cent because I'm pretty sure an actual smoothie is 5 cents.
That lady probably just had that happen all day, and then you were just like,
she was just the
no, not this
I was
time.
the last one.
This is the last fucking time.
Fuck these kids.
Yeah, this woman went Officer Earl on you from Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs.
last fucking time.
I know that's why I don't go to like Costco a lot.
Uh-huh.
It's because they got them free sample things.
Oh,
and
boy.
I'll just hit those things up every time I pass that aisle. I'll just be
My-
like, and they'll recognize.
Dude.
Yeah, just-
But
just give me another one.
That's right. Hand them over.
hand them over. Oh, would you like to buy this? No,
What?
I want it for
Nani?
free.
No, I loved going to like Sam's and Costco though, because I would go shopping like my aunt there, my cousin and I, we just like leave and pop off and hit every spot, and then she'd be like, "You guys ready for lunch?" We're like, "We just
Yeah,
had it."
I'm full.
I like going there as well, but I don't want to do that to the people, so I don't. I don't dislike going there and getting
Don't
free
like
things.
making their lives hell.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's
But-
bad.
because I will.
So not only like I remember the specific day, we tried everything. We got like cocktail shrimp, we got these little like cream puffs, we got cookies, we got buffalo chicken popper things, and then we
full
walk up
course
to one
meal.
stand, and they're giving out like full blown packs of razors, and they're like, "Want to try like Chic Intuition's new blah 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 razor with a half bar of soap on it?" And my cousin and I were like 10 years old. We looked
What?
at each other, we're
All
like,
right.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
We both
Thank
take
you.
it.
An adult said, "Hey kids, want to try a razor?"
I don't know.
Yes.
We approached them and then
That
realized
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That person should be fired.
If I was working at a stand with
Right
razors
here.
and a child said, "Hey, let me have one," I would say, fuck out of here.
Well, no. Did you
child.
go up to them and go like, "Hey, can we get that?"
We were like, "What are you guys doing?" Because they had it under under their cart, and they had to like give you a demo first, and it was like this razor that instead
Hey,
of like
little
a
girl, want to watch me shave?
so we like make them give us
Guy
the
hoists
demo.
up his pants. He's
Yeah.
Well, it was a lady. It was a lady. She did seem confused, but we weren't leaving.
Oh, I
Let
feel
me see
bad
the razor.
because it's way funnier if she like offered it to you.
Yeah.
When we come back to my aunt, she's like, "Why the hell do you have these?" We're like, "I don't know. Some lady gave them to us." And she's like,
What's even funnier is that she probably thought in her head, like, "Oh, well, I guess I have to. They are customers. My job is on the line."
Yo, we gotta find that lady because I bet her trick or treat house is live.
Oh, bro, I'm giving out
Handing out razors
everything.
and shit, right? Yeah.
"Oh, man."
Speaking of trick or treat, let's talk a little bit about what this upcoming Halloween season is going
Oh,
to be like.
please.
Oh,
Who the
Nothing.
fuck
so
knows?
I'm just going to a friend's house. She's having people over, costumes, booze, food, games. I don't know. It's gonna be small. Usually Halloween I ball out, so I'm like kind of upset about it. Halloween's my favorite night of the year.
Really?
Yeah, it's my favorite holiday.
Interesting.
It's like Halloween, and then like Mardi Gras and St. Patrick's Day are up there for me.
I got you. Well, you're a partier, so
Yeah.
that makes sense, I guess.
I'm tired of Thanksgiving being disrespected every single time someone mentions their favorite holiday.
I like Thanksgiving. I have a fun time. It just depends on which of my cousins make it and like who's there. Because sometimes family ship. I've got like 9 million families, and 9 million. No, I've got
9 million.
My dad, his parents are divorced, so I have 2 sets of grandparents on his side, and then I got my mom's side, and then I've got like other like weird chunks of family where like these people won't hang out with these people, so we'll like it's
that
weird.
sucks.
But mac and cheese is mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese
Absolutely.
rocks.
'Cause-
But we on my dad's side we typically do Italian food for Thanksgiving. But
Mac and cheese is pasta. It's Italian.
Thanksgiving Thanksgiving is live with my cousins on my mom's side of the family because we spend most of the time icing each other. Do you guys know that game with the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what
you
you're
guys
talking
like
about.
murder each other.
Yes.
Just fucking
yeah,
ice.
there's I'm the only one left.
Yeah.
I enjoy last
won.
Thanksgiving because especially when my mom's side comes out, that's when like the gambling starts. It's not really
The
gambling.
gambling.
We get lit, we play poker, we play Cards Against Humanity.
Absolutely.
It's a good
I enjoy
time.
taking
Everyone's
people's
like
money.
most of the kids are over 21 now. We got a couple stragglers
Yeah,
who are like
don't like that
16 or 17.
Stragglers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lagging. Pick up your game. Come on.
No, it's me and my grandmother's favorite holiday. I mean, oh my gosh, we talk about it all the time.
My people just eat a lot of food.
When we turn 81.
Yeah, I can tell Tom eats a lot of food.
Tom eats a lot of food. Shout
Did
out
it-
to Big Tom.
Yes.
Big Tom.
Big
Who
Tom.
gets
Big,
blasted
big
off like
Tom.
3 apple ciders.
Oh yeah, no, he was my stepdad was watching the first presidential debate, and he had 3 apple ciders, not vinegars, 3 hard apple ciders, and was like having a fucking blast. Like, oh, listen what he said there.
Yeah,
Oh, bullshit.
so
Bullshit.
when I met your stepdad, that was the first time I ever met someone who behaved in the manner of what I pictured like a true Southern gentleman to act like.
True Southern guy.
And I just was like, I love Big Tom.
Close. He's a good dude. He's
I
just
didn't-
crazy as fuck.
I just didn't realize how big he was.
He's tall, man. He's like 6'5".
We
not
called him
bad.
Big Tom.
Yeah, 6'6".
I called him
6'5",
Big Tom,
6'6".
and I'm big.
But his head alone.
He's lost
His
height
head.
too. He's not as tall as he used to be because
Really?
he doesn't have an Achilles tendon on either his left or his right.
He went to space?
Fucked it up. No, he was playing tennis or something or basketball, and he fucked his Achilles tendon up. And so now he's shorter than he used to be.
I can't imagine him playing tennis.
Bro,
That's such like a little man sport, and he's such a big guy.
he doesn't need to move that much.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just goes. An actual like fire hits the ball because he's hitting so
Actual
hard.
It's like Mario Tennis.
I feel like the tennis racket in his hand just looks tiny.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Like-
sure.
Yeah.
Oh my!
course.
I want to see him play badminton, dude. Even smaller.
You know what's even funnier than
That'd be
that
so
is when I drive him around in my little truck.
Oh.
You know how little my truck is? I drive
Yeah.
a Ford Ranger. For those of you
Yeah.
in the audience who know, that is a truck that's about that big. It fits in your pocket.
It's a little
Yeah.
guy.
And yeah, it's funny. I have to clean out my entire back seat in order to fit him in there.
Oh.
Wow.
Because
Does he just have to push his chair all the way back?
yeah, Of course he does.
Yeah.
I don't have to push the chair back at all.
Well, no,
No.
I'm telling that dude's huge,
Yeah,
man.
he's
like
big.
my dad's
He's really
big, but when we were driving today,
Boulder.
the Boulder Johnson,
The Boulder Johnson.
he doesn't watch these. Don't worry.
Good. Brain the Boulder Johnson.
So I'm definitely going in. I'm playing that. But no, like we were riding in the Camry today, and I'm like, he fills up like that passenger seat, like it's like it fills it up like you, and then I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, my dad's real big. He fills it up, kind of like you do, Dylan. Thanks, Corey. Good looking out, man. Woo. Yeah. Wow.
This was coming like
Thanks, dog.
No problem. But I always laugh because me and him both raise the windows down because I hate having the air conditioning on because I like the air like blowing through the car and everything. And so while we were driving, I thought it'd be hilarious because he has like shame. I don't have as much shame as most of my family members.
I've noticed.
Thank you.
Shame.
So
What the fuck did you do to
That's
it?
a simple statement.
So
has shame.
like when we have like the windows down because he hates the air conditioning just as much as I do. So what happens is whenever we have the windows down, I'm like what would be hilarious with two like big black dudes in the car? What would be hilarious like to play on like the radio? And like I'm like you have to do the classic white chicks thing.
Baby,
like
lock the doors and turn the lights
boy,
down low.
when I turned 1,000 miles on, he was like, Corey, what is this? I was like, I'm turning it up. So when we're passing people, I'm like, and he is just like, oh my God.
Next time you have to hit him with the "Come on, Barbie, let's go party."
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Yeah, come
Jesus.
on, Bobby. Ooh,
So funny.
Cover song?
cover?
Cover song?
Crystal Lady new cover.
Who's gonna be Creepy Ken?
Creepy Ken.
We have to have a second mic
It could be
that's
Nick.
like,
Nick.
Come on, Barbie.
It has to be Nick.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Come on, Barbie.
Come on,
Yeah, Barbie.
I didn't realize how creepy that song was
Yeah.
until I was like an adult and I played it back
Yeah.
and went, ooh.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Let's go party.
When I was a kid, I remember rocking out in the back of my mom's Honda Odyssey minivan,
Yeah.
going like ape shit.
Going to like soccer practice?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, dude.
going ape shit to Barbie
Go
girl.
fucking
Just
ape.
like popping open that little window that doesn't roll down and just like creeps open, and
Yep.
like scream at people like, "Come
Absolutely.
on, Barbie, let's go party!" And like trying to get a hand out there to like point at someone.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck is going on? You just contorting hands. Just
Take that, kids.
Oh,
wrong with that
I took
kid?
my seatbelt off to that song to like to go all the way
Dylan's
up.
like, that explains so much.
No, just a statement. Man, I took my seatbelt off to that song. I became unsafe
My mom's
whenever that
threatening
song came on.
I was a danger to myself.
And others.
My mom's
whenever that
threatening to
song
kick
on.
my ass, throwing whatever's in reach at me. Kayla, sit down.
Your mom seems like the type of mom who would like beat the crap out of you, but they would be
Both
like, you
my
better get
parents,
it together.
if we were like sitting behind them and doing some wild shit in the back seat, a hand would just come out of nowhere and like start slapping the shit out of her.
Kachiga.
leg.
Child abuse?
Master hand.
I think that is my favorite story about your mom is the when you were in church laughing.
Oh,
were you
yeah.
for a
I was
funeral
at-
service?
I was at my great grandma's funeral,
Oh yeah, never mind.
and
Damn, all right, Corey.
oh man,
Bring
no,
up
this
sad
was
memories,
no, this was this. Okay, there were levels to this shit. So I'm at my great grandma's funeral, and we're sitting there, and they're talking about like moment of silence, please. We're going to play her favorite song. I was like, oh, this is nice. They start playing an Elvis song over the shittiest like church speakers I've ever heard, where it's like cracking and popping, and it sounds like someone bootlegged it, like ripped it from
You know
YouTube.
which Elvis song?
I can't remember, but it was like a shitty live version, and I was just like, I laugh in uncomfortable situations, and I remember thinking like, who burnt this song? But also being like sad, and I start giggling, and then it's like I'm trying to like I'm kneeling, or no, I'm sitting. Am I kneeling? I think I'm kneeling. We're kneeling in a church pew. I'm like trying to like bury my head. And my mom sees me giggling, and it starts to like make her giggle a little bit. And she didn't want to laugh, so she starts like smacking my leg, like gently, not hard, but like smacking my leg under the church pew. Like, stop it, knock it off. Like, come on, we got 5 minutes. Go outside. And, like, we're almost done here. And I'm just like, now at this point, holding my breath, snorting and convulsing, trying to keep laughter in. And my mom is continuing to like smack my leg. And I'm like, you're not helping, Carla. Carl, please calm down.
Oh, Carl.
The fact that you think you can beat my ass into submission is making this worse.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
I think Corey also had a similar story where like he laughed at something and his mom was like, "Don't laugh at that," and they looked at his dad and his dad goes,
I'm trying to remember. I know exactly what you're talking about too. Oh man. Oh yeah, we did have a. Okay, so my mom's side of our family.
I remember what it was now.
What you remember?
Yeah, it was
Remind
the first time you saw someone go into tongues or something, or like start freaking out and get the ghost.
Yes.
It was like because you were visiting a church.
I've seen plenty of people catch the Holy Ghost. It's fine, but I never saw it. I saw it for the first time, like with my parents, and I said,
it was like a visiting church or something like
yes,
that.
we visited this church, and I was like, she just started busting out and speaking in tongues, and I said, don't you laugh. And I looked at anyway.
I used to church hop with my parents, and I know we went to a Pentecostal church at one point, and I know that happened, but I have like no recollection of it. All I remember is when
Snakes?
when we got to the mass, we like sat down kind of near the front. I think it was like me, my mom, my dad, maybe my grandma was there, and the pastor, he looks at us, he gets on the microphone, he goes, "Well, we've got a white family with us today."
Fantastic.
Yo.
And I just wave.
Well.
Fantastic.
What do we have here?
And then at the end of the mass,
This is new.
he announces donuts, and I go, "Yeah!" And I like freaked out for donuts.
I went.
Wait,
Well, my mom
what was
took-
that church that gave donuts out?
I don't know, man.
trying
A
to-
lot of them do.
A lot of churches.
A
Yeah.
lot of them.
Yeah.
They had a
We
rec
did
room.
that
They had
every
donuts
Sunday.
after. It was
you
lit.
gotta go early.
Yeah, after Sunday school in the morning.
I don't wake up early.
You
so.
got to go
We know.
before the service. But I went to a church that, well, my mom took me to one that they spoke in tongues, and she didn't fucking warn me.
Man.
And so, and my aunt and uncle, it's their church, and I sit beside my uncle, man, the whole service starts and whatever, and then all of a sudden people start going,
Absolutely.
I'm like, what the hell? I'm just, Mom! And I'm like, I was terrified. I like thought, is everybody having strokes? And I'm like, Mom!
Right.
And she's like, shh, they're just speaking in tongues. Don't worry about it. And I'm like,
Don't worry about it.
What was
worry
I
about
getting
it.
ready to
She like gave me some explanation, but then my uncle stood up right next to me and was like started doing it, and he was just going, and I was like, what the fuck? And then apparently, like it's okay, like they're in that denomination. The rule is like you can speak in tongues. It's when the voice of the Lord's coming through you, but you have to translate it. That's what makes doing that crazy shit okay. Is if you translate it. So afterwards they will go like. And then they'll go, and then the word of the Lord, and then no, and they'll like translate what they just spewed out.
Wow.
And nobody told me that was gonna happen when I showed up
amazing.
that day. I had to find that out, and was just like, wow, it was a lot.
I want to ask someone who's done that before. Like, what was happening to you?
It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
they wanted to have fun.
had I not been terrified, I would have been up there like, let's go.
Let's do it, boys.
Should we just show up to some random church one day and just
No, I want to go.
They'll know.
No, you gotta find the
Hell
right
no.
ones. There's churches where they'll fucking like sprint around the church. And
Yeah, I've seen that.
Their sneakers.
Yeah.
They're like,
Wow.
praise the Lord.
That's what my grandmother used to do.
That shit is
Oh,
wild.
man.
Hilarious.
That's funny.
I forgot what I was going to say though.
About church and your dad.
get some
and
cardio in with the Lord. What are you talking about?
It was
You
like
better speak in tongues.
because you said it was
Mom smacking me.
story and then
Donuts.
We'll be here forever if
remember.
Corey tries to remember some story.
Yeah.
well, it's not
honestly.
as bad as Nick trying to remember.
Yeah, I
a
gotta
song.
look up a song real quick. Hold on.
Oh my
There
God.
was-
Oh, I remember
Go ahead.
one band practice, and I actually think it was like me, Kayla, and Dylan. We were arguing about something, and we were like at each other's throats for something. Meanwhile, Nick's like in the corner of the room, his phone up to his ears for like half an hour, and it was like a moment of dead silence. And Nick's like, "I found the song. Here it is." and it played, and it's a song. I think you were looking for like a Red Hot Chili
Yeah, it was some
Pepper
shitty Red Hot Chili
It
Peppers
was a
song.
Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Mellowship Slinky.
Mellowship Slinky
Yeah.
in B major. Yeah.
It was like we were writing a song,
That song sounds so bad.
and I wanted to go in one
The
direction.
worst name I've ever heard.
Dylan wanted to go in another, and I think we were both like trying to appeal to like you and Nick to get like one of you to take one of our sides.
And Nick was like, no,
And
let's
Nick's
take it like
like-
this song. What's that song called again?
He's like, you know what this reminds me of is this one Red Hot Chili Peppers song, and he like goes outside. He's going out smoking a cigarette, coming back, listening to the song, going back out, stay like.
Yeah, he'd Google a song, put his phone. No, that's not it. What about this one? No, that's not it. for like 45 minutes.
And Isaac's
Pretty
just
accurate.
like keeping it like being completely neutral. Like, well, you both have good ideas. I like this from Kayla, and I like this from Dylan. I'm like,
Bebop.
we just need to do something to make the song move on.
it ended up working out.
I can't even
I
remember
found
what
the
song,
song.
it was, but yeah, you found
Well,
the song.
Good job, Nick.
I found it,
That's pretty rare.
and I remembered it.
And I remembered.
So Corey, did you know that pre-Crystal Lady podcast days, there was one video that the four of us made called. This was just a random.
I see
video.
Dylan's face.
Stories in the dark
Uh-huh.
with Crystal Lady.
Okay.
Do you
Have
wanna
you, have you
tell?
seen this video?
I've never
He
seen
has
that.
not.
I've never heard
I
of
think
I've
I
never
pulled
heard
it
of
down.
it. Which the fact that I've never been told
It's
about
on
it.
our
oh, this is
Pornhub
funny.
account. Check it out. It's no, I'm kidding. No.
We're on
Corn-
Patreon now, so
It's
that's
actually
the
on
next
X
step.
videos.
Cornhub. Thank you very
Corn-
much.
that's
Yeah.
the one with
Isaac, why don't you tell us the story?
All right.
So-
not
Isaac,
the fucking joke.
For-
No, no, no,
the
no,
story
no.
of the-
Qu-
Corey and the viewers watching this lovely podcast, we were starting to get into some ideas for like making videos before they eventually evolved into like, let's do a podcast. But we decided to do this one-off where it started with this joke I told, but it evolved into like, let's make this like
Which
a.
Kayla thought was a real story,
well,
by the
because
way.
I never heard the joke. And so I was telling you guys about story time YouTube videos, which is where someone just like sits in front of a camera and it's not quite a vlog and it's not a podcast, but they tell, like a 15-20 minute story and it's just like interesting. And that's what I was intending. And Isaac, I did not hear him tell this joke prior. Isaac goes, I've got a story. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like we'll have Isaac kick off our first story time.
Okay.
He said it was a joke. He was like,
I was not in the room. If he said it, so we go outside. We're filming outside because I thought like my concept was to do stories around a fire pit. And Isaac proceeds to tell the following story. And like I don't know how early on this was and you being in the band, but it was early enough for me to think, what? So go ahead and tell your story. And in my eyes, I had not been warned that this was a joke.
So you think this is a story, but this is a joke. All right, cool. view
So
it as a
I
story.
once knew a man that was addicted to the hokey pokey.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And he was able to get off of his addiction, and I was so curious about it, I had to ask him about it. It's like, how did you become unaddicted to the hokey pokey? And he's like, well, it's just one day I had to turn myself around, and that's what it was all about.
When you told it to us, though,
Yeah,
You
he's
told
gonna
it
turn
as if
himself
it were-
around. Bye.
yeah, it's time to go.
you told it as if it were you that was addicted to the hokey pokey, and you like went into more detail and said that you went to therapy, and someone told you to turn yourself around, and you're like, and that's what it was all about. And I'm sitting there thinking, no way in hell this is real, but like, why the fuck did he just say this? I was like, well, maybe, what? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know his life. And I was just so confused. And I edited this video and I posted it on YouTube. And a week later, you guys are at my house. I was like, so what the fuck was that? And you're like, oh, it's just a joke. I know. I'm like, oh.
It's awful.
Oh, man. Well, on that note, guys, Corey, you want to sit back down and sign out with us?
No, he doesn't.
Well, we are Crystal Lady. We had Isaac in the studio tonight. Shout out to Isaac's girlfriend, who's been our lovely studio audience in here. Corey. Corey's quite in the band. You can check us out online at Crystal Lady Band on everything. YouTube, Spotify, Instagram. Well, no, Spotify is Crystal Lady, but Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. All our handles are at Crystal Lady Band. Check us out, www.crystallady.com. And we've now got Patreon. I will link it below. Corey, what?
Who thinks that's a story?
I didn't know what the fuck it was. I was so confused because he said he had to go to therapy and that someone told him to turn himself around. Check us out, live stream shows. We've got 2 new singles out. We're dropping something a little special and spicy for you here soon as well. And we're Crystal Lady signing off. See you next week. Bye.
Peace.